Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Sight. Today I have game 2 of Bugeater GT for you, where I'll be facing off against Jesse Berglund and his Twilight. So we'll go over his list and go over the game as we do. So Jesse's Twilight, he's switched it up recently from the Impaler spam that he had been doing before. I think the adjustments to the navigator or their keywords and how it works with the navigator is a big reason why. But Jesse's got a horde of fleet wardens with blood hex and veterans for the extra nerve. He has a troop of mutants and a regiment of mutants with brew of strength. He has 2 phantoms. He has 3 butchers regiments. He has 2 Impaler hordes. He has the planar apparition, 2 summoner crones, 1 with weakness, the other with bane chant and scorched earth, a soulbane on nightmare with blade of slashing, and a navigator on void skiff. Brings him up to 15 drops and 25 unit strength. So Jesse and Jesse's been on the channel before. I think the last time I played him was at Lady of the Lake last year when I was trying out that horrible goblin army. And he was playing Twilight the Impalers at that point. So he beat me when I was playing that, but we'd never count the goblin games. So but nonetheless, still need to redeem myself. So let's go ahead and take a look. The scenario we are playing is Protect and Raze. So it's the new version of Raze out of the Clash book. Essentially, you're playing normal Raze, but any token that has not been burned by your opponent can then be controlled at the end of the game, just like a normal pillage token would be. So that I do like the update. I think that's a very good addition to the Raze scenario in general. So you'll see token placement wise, I put one on the far left, I put one on the far right, and then I had one, had to pick either left or right centralized, so I picked the right centralized. And Jesse did 2 on the right and 1 on the center left. So deployment wise, Jesse's completely given up the left flank. He's playing a denied flank here. So he has his navigator on Void Skiff. He has the horde of fleet wardens, butcher regiment, one of his crones. He then has impalers. Behind that is the planar. His titan here, which I think he did Rampage for his Titan as well. Yeah, and I think he did +1 to hit, if I'm not mistaken. So he's hitting on 3s. Butchers, his other crone, the other, what's called Impalers Horde. Another butcher unit, both both phantoms in the front line on the right hand side. He then has the regiment of mutants, troop of mutants, and the character, the Soulbane, in between and on the second line. So my deployment, I put Blade of Slashing, Dreadfiend on the far left. His job, go get the token. I put a Horde, and I put, I believe it is J-Boots out on the left. My Titan. I then have a regiment of scarecrows with tormentors behind, a butcher with the trickster swan, dreadfiend behind, horde of scarecrows with the soul flares and tormentors. I have another butcher. I have the portal. And then on my right hand flank, I have a horde of scarecrows, tormentors, soul flares, and I believe this is the Blood of the Old King, so this is Drunken Ram unit in the dead center. And both of my what's it called, the lightning bolts, the mind screeches, went out on the far right because we saw some phantoms that we wanted to shoot at. So of course. And so we begin. Jesse gets first turn, and he takes it because Raze is one that you always take first turn, especially protecting Raze. So he pushes forward pretty aggressively in general. Nothing too uh, crazy. He's just maintaining a battle line. So most of his stuff's moving like 6 inches or so because of the terrain. But his right flank is moving a little bit faster, trying to get up there in order to pressure my right hand flank. So we have a similar situation to last game that I had played against Jared, where there's an impassable piece on the right hand side. I've deployed stuff to the far right beyond it, and then I obviously have a center line in the middle. So Jesse's taking advantage and going to take that split off portion of my army and try to attack it aggressively. So and obviously there's a token out there to get anyway, so it's a good move because it's taking him towards the objective he wants to go to as well. So yeah, so I skipped my movement and positioning, but basically I didn't move up too aggressively except for with the left hand flank. The middle I pushed up in order to put a good amount of unit strength on the token that was here. On the right, I pushed up just to have the horde on the token, so that way he couldn't get it just for free with a single phantom unit. Um, and yeah, I kind of you know, allowed, I can't really prevent it, but allowing for the engagement to happen. And then obviously the far left, the Dread Fiend's going over there. He's going to have to wait one more turn to burn the token because you can't burn him on turn one. So, and then my shooting, I did, I believe, 3 wounds to the Phantoms with my lightning bolts. So, um, and we'll see that they're in my back line now. They jumped the line, so they're going to try to get around. So luckily, I still have my lightning bolts, and yeah, we'll try to deal with that. But yeah, on Jesse's turn, he did that. He double charged with both mutant units into the scarecrows. He charged his Titan, a butcher unit, and then he did have a flank, a hindered flank. It's a hindered with the butchers and Titans. Obviously, have Strider, uh, and it's a hindered flank with the Phantoms coming in from the right flank there. So lots of attacks there, but not very good quality of attacks because Giant, I believe, like I said, I think he hits on 3, so he's potentially the most scary, putting out the most damage with Rampage and hitting well. The butchers and these guys though aren't as scary with it being hindered, so both of them are hitting on 5s. Um, and I think he bane chanted the flanking unit, so that way they're all wounding on 2s as well. Yeah, so that is Jesse's movement, and combat wise, he does pick up the horde on the right. He backs up. He had left just a little bit of room, so the backup allows for avoidance of double charging into the regiment. So good play there by Jesse. And now this is my turn. So I have. Oop, I move the. What's it called? Move the Dreadfiend over, still within 3 inches, but he's going to be coming around the backside here. The Horde's just maneuvering, repositioning. Something that Jesse left open was the Titan was able to get into the flank of his Navigator over here. It was kind of a unique positioning, but he was trying to use his Void Bolts or the broadsides with the Navigator. So you'll see he's in kind of an awkward position here, but it's definitely a flank, and the giant just goes straight forward and then pivots and connects. Um, yeah, so with that, I was kind of okay with going in engaging at this point. Because the horde of infantry behind that is what my Titan really wants to fight. And they'll be hindered if they charge into him, and they don't really have any other options afterwards. So I thought it was I think it's a good move, good position that we want to be in. Those guys have phalanx as well, so a lot of my other stuff that flies doesn't want to deal with them. So and then oh, catch up here. So he killed. Yep, this was last turn. So yeah, here we are. So the flank was taken. I did charge the front with this unit. Not likely going to kill butcher regiments in the front, but wanted to start the whole process. And I couldn't just leave that unit unanswered. So it's kind of a maybe we'll get lucky, but realistically, we're not going to kill it. We do want to chaff up these impaler hordes, though, and butcher flesh rippers are a pretty good tool to do that. If Jesse doesn't bane chant them, the flesh rippers have a decent chance of surviving a single turn of combat against them. Um, because 18 attacks hitting on threes with elite, he's hitting like 14 times, and then he's only crushed once, so wounding 7 times from there. So, uh, like our chances of doing, surviving more than one turn, but we'll see, we'll see. And then in the center, Jesse got us up to a good amount of wounds, 13. So, yeah, he didn't roll the best, but we are able to uh, charge in. So I'm going after the Titan. Oh, that's what it was. Jesse gave his Titan Aura Elite melee because, or Aura Vicious melee. I apologize, because a lot of his stuff has Elite already. So that's what it was. Aura Vicious. So any of these guys hitting, they're wounding on twos with Vicious. So yeah, so over here, tough picture, but there's actually a butcher flesh ripper in the rear of the phantoms here. The portal's just kind of blocking it off. But I'm maintaining the threat from these units here. The double flank and the front charge is countercharging the Titan. So we're hoping to get in there, get lucky. The 24 attacks from the Tormentor troops should do a good amount. We have Dread in range, so hoping to put the Titan up to a big number, and then maybe kill it off on the following turn. And then we went ahead and did a couple charges over here. So the Tormentor troop took on the regiment, and the regiment of Soul Flares, which I believe this is Blood of the Old King unit, went into the troop. So my goal here, because he has the character behind, is actually to waver this troop. So I choose not to pop the Blood of the Old King because I don't want to actually kill it. Because if I kill it, then his character comes in, and I'm not killing that for a couple turns, and I don't have anything to deal with the regiment right now. So if I just waver this unit, he'll probably kill with his unit. But the big thing is that I'm within 16 inches here, so he can't block off both sides coming into the flank is my thought. So trying to trying to get a waiver result instead of a kill in order to deal with the bigger threat at this point. But both Mind Screeches are facing towards the left here so that they can shoot some lightning bolts onto the phantoms. And yeah, so they shoot, and I only got like 2 hits with lightning bolts, so I got 2 wounds. Need a 7 one time, and I fail. So the Tormentor troop survives, which is unfortunate. But what doesn't survive is that Dreadfiend or the Void Skiff. Everything else does lives though. And in fact, that waiver we were trying to get over here, we failed. So we just failed kind of all around on everything. We did pretty decent onto the Titan, I would say. We got it up to like 13 or 14 wounds, but then we failed the nerve tests. I think we needed like a 5 twice. So unfortunate with that, but this flank here, an uninspired troop of phantoms, got 24 lightning bolts over the last 2 turns and only walks away with 5 wounds. That hurts my soul. So yeah, it's not looking great. But oh, we do kill the other phantom troop with the rear charge from the butcher. So we got that going for us. Yay. Yeah, so Jesse, and we burned that token over there. Jesse also burnt the token on the right when he double charged. He didn't break the horde, so I was able to maintain control of that token last turn. Anyway, so Jesse charges here, counter charges, counter charges. He charges into the Flesh Ripper. He did a good move where if he would have just charged normally, he would have been overhanging onto the obstacle. So he utilizes his butchers in such a way that they will prevent him from being on the obstacle. So well played. And then the right flanks are all just counter charging. So yeah, and then shooting wise, not much is happening. I believe Jesse Bane chants something that, or tries to Bane chant. I think he failed. Jesse had some really bad luck this game. Also, he has Bane chant 3, I think it was, and I think he failed 3 out of the 4 Bane chants that he's casting this turn. I think the one success is into the phantoms that were in the flank, and then he fails to kill him anyway. So unfortunate for sure. So neither of us are having great dice. After Jesse's turn, he does kill, or he countercharged and killed the troop of tormentors that hit the Titan, and then he killed the tormentor troop over on the right flank, and he wavers the soul flares on the right flank. But he also gave me a gift back and only did like 2 or 3 wounds to the flank of these soul flares. So it's just been comically bad dice on both sides, really. Both of my butcher flesh rippers hold, which is about average. About average of what should happen. But he was going for a bane chant on one of those, and he failed. So realistically, I have some bad stuff going my way, but Jesse has the same amount of bad stuff going his way as well. So it's been interesting to say the least. Over on the left, we just kind of come in with the Dread Fiend. We come in with the Horde because I don't want to really sit on that token the whole time, even though it's worth a point at the end of the game, which is not something I was considering right now in this game. But I figured the Horde is probably going to be needed with how poorly we've been performing so far. So yeah, and then it's just been counter charges, counter charge, counter charge. The regiment charges in here. Again, that Titan is on like 14 wounds, so I'm just need to do a wound, and I have dread in range. It's 4 twice then or something. So the Dread Fiend though does get a rear charge on these butchers. And then over on this side, we got a flank charge from the tormentors that were sitting behind here, and the portal of spare hindered front, but we're going in. So, and then over here, what I decide to do is I back up my wavered unit. I use this Mind Screech as a blocker, but he still has front arc and line of sight to the flank of this troop. So our goal here is to lightning bolt him and either get a waiver or get a kill. Either one kind of works now. Well, we don't. Yeah, we want to waver ideally. A kill means that this guy would be able to come in after he charges here. So, and then our other Mind Screech jumped the line over here. So he is gonna be going after this token on a later portion of the game. Because this right flank is not looking great at this point. So we go into shooting / combat. We do get the waiver that we were looking for. That's great. Combat wise, I failed to do a wound on the Titan, so don't even get an opportunity for a nerve test. And then I did kill the butchers with the rear and the front, so that's nice. Because again, I was actually didn't even mention, but his butchers charging in, they were hindered again, so it was my scarecrows were actually on enough wounds that they didn't break that second round either. So I'm still forcing him to address them because they're contributing their 3-unit strength to that token that's over here. I killed the Phantom Troop, which is great. I killed the Butchers with the flank and front, which is awesome. The Tormentor, or the Portal of Despair, looks out to the right. The Tormentors look back towards the center. And yeah, that got wavered. So we are looking pretty decent at this point. That was a pretty good round with a one thing with the Titan being a little frustrating, but everything else is doing pretty well. We're still grinding away with those combats, so nothing much is changing there. But on Jesse's turn, his Titan was able to. You'll see kind of the angle here is better. But his Titan could see my unit here turning exactly just 90 degrees, running straight forward. This guy wasn't there, but running straight forward, he connects with my corner for the rear and pick up in place. So, yep, that's definitely going to hurt. And then he's countercharging. He takes the charge over here into the Mind Screech, and that's really all that he's able to really accomplish. His healing has been healing up this Butcher unit, so it's only on like 3 wounds right now, and that thing has Radiance of Life as well. So it's really a grind, but we're in an okay spot right now. Just really wish that Titan wasn't there. So, but speaking of Titans being gone, he killed my Titan over 2 rounds of combat. The first one being hindered. He did get some pretty good dice with that, but it was well done on Jesse's part. This unit hit quite a bit harder than I was expecting. The second turn, though, is where they put in most of the work because I believe they were just in range for the vicious aura. So they're elite, they're vicious. They're hitting on 4s, crushed 1s. So with 30 attacks, they pump out enough damage. So he did well. So he kills the Titan, he kills the Soul Flares, and then he starts looking out towards the left over here. With these guys, this unit really didn't have much for good reforms. The only thing really threatening him from my side here, I believe I do have Arc with the Soul Flares potentially. And then the Dread Fiend here, but he turns to look out this way. And then in the center, he finishes off both Butchers with his Impaler Hordes, which is expected. I'm just glad I lasted, slowed him down for 2 whole turns. So, and then out here, as expected, he kills the Mind Screech. So, on my turn, this is how it looks. We're slowly running out of units and punch, so it's coming down to it. But this is a big swing turn for me at this point because I'm going to pick up the last 2 tokens that I need to burn this turn. In this token on the hill, and the Mind Screech went on to this one here. Whereas Jesse still has 2 to accomplish, the one on the left and the one under this horde here. So, scenario wise, I think we're in a better position right now. We're in a winning position, but I think if it slips, it's just going to be closer to a draw. So yeah, charges. We double charge flank in front the butcher units. We flank charge this horde, or no, we weren't in the flank. We just move this unit over into the flank, and we're gonna accept a hindered charge from his horde into my horde. Um, and that's the only charge we're gonna give him. Uh, then we one mistake. I think the key mistake Jesse made here is that his planar apparition was exposed, sitting up on a hill, and then his flank it was completely open. The tormentors just flew over, hit him, and they're also going to be on the token. So that's a pretty big, impactful change or adjustment for my turn here. And then we're just going into impalers because we need to. I mean, we're we're not expecting much. They have a few wounds on them from the butchers, but yeah, we're just blocking stuff up more or less at this point. Out on the right hand side, because we weren't fighting phantoms in the backfield, this unit was able to get that flank that we were aiming for earlier in the game. And our unit re-engages into the front of the troop. So now we're looking pretty good out here if we can pick up both these units. His character is only able to answer one of the two soul flares at that point. And then the Mind Screech moves into 3 inches. But the key thing here is the Mind Screech is out of lightning bolt range, but within range for Mind Fog onto this 14 wounded Titan over here. So that's a big part of my plan to win because if the Titan doesn't die, it just runs forward and gets that token. So that's going to be a problem if we allow that to happen. Luckily, we did get the nerve we needed this time and picked up the Titan. And then the outcome looks like this. This is after Jesse moved, but we did not kill this butcher regiment. I think they had a couple wounds on them, so realistically, it's not unlikely that we fail it. And he double charges then here, hindered with the horde. But yeah. And then because of the positioning, his impaler couldn't actually get to the Dread Fiend, so they had to take the flank here, and he's countercharging there. He does take the more injured unit over here. And yeah, that is how it ends up. He kills him, he turns around, he kills the regiment and does a 180 so that the tormentors aren't in his rear. He kills the horde and burns the token at the end of the turn. So, and these guys also do a 180 because they don't have many other good options, and those tormentors would be a nasty thing when they're not into the big shields of the front of those units. So a surprising thing happened, and he picked up a clean horde of scarecrows being hindered. So this horde has been money for Jesse this game so far. They've been putting in the work for sure, and that is definitely frustrating. But after his combats, he realizes that he can't actually go after this token with any of those units because of the positioning of both Dread Fiends and this Tormentor troop on the hill. If he's looking to move that way, he's just going to get flanked or reared, and he's going to lose his unit anyway. So he has to play. Jesse's plan right now is he has to play for the center and play for a draw because I have 3 points, he has 2. He needs to hold this here. So this is what it looks like before my turn movement and after. So yeah, over here on I'll zoom in. So over here, my goal was to just contain this horde. I wanted to control the center this turn. This is turn 6, I believe. Yeah. No, this is top of 5 or bottom 5. This is bottom 5. Yep. So I wanted to hold Jesse out of the center for one turn. And best way I could see doing that is to hit these heavily injured butcher units to try and kill them, and then maintain this unit. So right now, this unit, if it withdraws, it cannot sidestep to get into the zone. If it kills this unit, it has to sidestep, I believe, 2 or 3 inches, exposing its flank, but then it can get into the zone. So killing, I mean, they've been killing everything they've touched, but killing a fresh 14, 16 is going to be tough fast. And then we left both butcher units just with nothing to look at. So happy with that. We're lightning bolting into the flanks just to pile up some wounds. Maybe we can get lucky later. But then on the right, we charge his character. That really doesn't matter, but it's the best thing that they could do. So we're just gonna keep doing it. In the center, we did get what we needed. We killed the butchers, so we turn around to face to the right. I will say that Jesse's been shooting at these guys with the weakness that does damage. So really, we got pretty lucky, I think, because he weakened this unit the turn before. So we did a couple wounds. I think we got a waiver on this unit out here, so that was nice. Yeah, and this is how it looks going into top of 6 for Jesse. So he shoots and wavers the unit. He does 15 wounds, which is crazy, but he rolls the dreaded snake eyes. So yeah, so unfortunate for Jesse there that he got a snake eyes onto this unit. Yeah, I think both of our the dice have mattered. Realistically, I think Jesse's had some more severe situations though with that snake eyes, with multiple Bane chants that have failed. It's just slowed his game up so much. Um, my failures to kill the Titan and to kill the troop of phantoms were annoyances, but weren't game game deciders. And I think that Snake Eyes pretty much seals the deal for me here. If we end on turn 6, because there's no way he. I mean, I have the center here on bottom 6. There's no way he stops that. So he's hoping for turn 7. So I flank front here. This unit can't really see what they're at, but they're sitting at a 8, 9, 10 wounds somewhere in there. So it's not unlikely that we get a waiver would be great. We could pick them up maybe in a couple turns if we get a 7, something like that. So yeah, and we just keep shooting. So this is turn 6. We do roll and we get a turn 7. So on turn 6, I had wavered this horde, which is great. I killed the character over here. So it's just his hordes of impalers, and there's really nothing I can do. You can see a sliver here. This impaler horde's gonna get the center. I don't have enough unit strength to stop that. So that is going to allow Jesse to have the center for top of 7 here. He charges over here just because. But my turn. I had forgotten this whole most of this game that we were playing Protect and Raze, not just Raze. And then luckily I remembered on my turn 7, and so what I did was this guy here pivoted, moved here, pivoted, moved, got in range over here. So not I don't need the center. I can control this token instead. So that's what I ended up doing. The other Dread Fiend put enough wounds to finish off that horde, and we killed the other Impalers. Lightning bolts been adding up, so that is where the game ends. Jesse's left with both of his casters and one Impaler horde. We got both Dread Fiends, Portal, Mind Screech, and Soul Flare unit. So really close game, and I honestly thought because I forgot that it was Protect and Raise, I thought if it's turn 7 it's a guaranteed draw. But I would have looked absolutely silly if I did this battle report and then told you all about the mistake I made with just trying, finishing off killing this unit instead of going and holding that token at the very end of the game. Realistically, looking back, I probably had the win locked up if I would have just ignored that horde altogether and ignored the center altogether and just ran over to hold this token for turn 6 even. So um, yeah, I mean, it was a really good game in the end. It came down to, a couple of dice rolls. I think Jesse had the draw because of me forgetting about holding that other token. He had the draw on 6 if he doesn't roll the snake eyes. As long as he gets a 2-inch sidestep, he would have been in the center. And yeah, so really, really well fought game. I think both of us played well. Uh, the dice were comical to say the least. This game, both of us having several situations of failures and bad dice. I think if any one of us had average to above average dice, and the other one had the dice that they had, this game would have been kind of a landslide in one way or the other. But yeah, this was a really close game. Winning the game, even just by 1 point, puts us still with the 15-point win. So, uh, you know, getting those wins, I believe I'm 1 point shy of max attrition as well for this game. So, I think we got another 21-point victory. So very happy with that result in the end because this game definitely could have gotten out of hand and gone either way. So it was a great game, well played by Jesse, and yeah. So we go into round 3 with 2 large wins. So we're definitely on the right track. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That is all I have for this game for you today. Catch me on game 3, which should be up shortly. See ya.